Hi, this is Sarah with Two Doves Bees and Gardens. Welcome to our garden, and let me show you around. We call this blueberry row. We've got every other pot is a blueberry, and in between is something else, mostly flowers. If you can see here, we've got some blue ones. I harvested most of the ripe ones yesterday because the birds had found them, and they're so yummy. You can see here we've got garlic growing. It's all elephant garlic except for one. Another blueberry plant. This is an autumn sunset hyssop. It is almost ready to bloom. The hummingbirds love it. Another blueberry. Looks like this monster is done. This was a stalk. I discovered the hard way that stalk doesn't like to grow in hot weather, which we have lots of here in Texas. Yeah, stalk, I started a dozen plants because the flowers are beautiful and they smell so good. And 12 of them grew. Yeah, I started 12 plants, and only this one made it to flower a year later. And I've got some painted daisy in here and black knight scabiosa. Another blueberry, queenie lime, orange zinnia. These are so pretty. It's my first time growing them. And every different plant is slightly different. Some have more orange and some have more green. Another blueberry. And then this pot has cosmos, and this cracks me up. This is almost 2 feet tall, and it's a dwarf dazzler red. So we'll see how it does. It's okay, I don't mind if it's tall. And then this last one, another blueberry. We have a variety of different blueberries. There's 2 plants that we don't know what they are. 2 are rabbit eye, which is the recommended variety for our area. And then we also have 3 that are southern high bush, which also do well in hot weather. This is our fig forest. We just put this in early this year. Something new. We have 12 different fig trees. Every one is a different variety. This is something that John is really enjoying, collecting the figs, seeing how the different ones taste. And it's something that grows well in our climate. Okay, I told you John liked fig trees. You can see we've got a lot of them growing here. These are not quite as old as the ones in the ground, but we do plan to put them in the ground as well. We just need to get rid of the Bermuda grass and make an area for them before they can go in. And then this is the first part of our garden. This was our very first raised bed that we started with. You can see the flower trough behind me and vegetables on both sides. Let's take a closer look. This is an area I still need to plant. I think I'm going to put peppers and leeks and borage. In the corner, I've got another queenie lime zinnia, and you can see some sunflowers coming up. I love to put flowers in every bed and make it beautiful and attract the pollinators. You can see we got corn coming up. I'm going to try doing the 3 sisters. That hasn't worked so well for us in the past, but I'm going to try again, and hopefully it does fabulously this time. And this is our mint. It is doing really healthy. We have a little garden friend. That's my natural pest control. This is my herb bed that he's on. This is my herb bed. I just put it in this year, and it's doing really well. This is lemon mint, and I grew it for the flowers, but look at how big it's getting. I did not expect that. Maybe you can see back here, I've got a tiny lavender, but it looks healthy. Tucked in here, there's also some basil. This is chamomile, sage, yarrow. In the corner over here is a small echinacea. There's marjoram in that corner, and in the other corner, I've got thyme. I almost forgot, there is a small garlic chive here, and I'm just grateful it's alive. Something ate it down to the ground, but it came back. This is something new we did this year, drilling holes in the bottom of an animal watering trough and filling it with soil and flowers. We wanted to have something pretty right in the middle of this section of the garden. You can see the petunias are doing beautifully right now, as is the zinnia. And we just have a variety of different flowers. I'm hoping there'll be something blooming all year. This is our newest raised bed. We just put this one in last year and finished filling it over the winter. We've got cosmos at the end there. Green beans are just coming up. They're a little bit late. The first ones did not take. They didn't grow at all. Along the trellis, we've got sugar snap peas. In the corner, we have another Queenie Lime zinnia, and you can see the color on this one is different from the other. And next to it, we have a ground cherry that a friend of ours gave to us. And then we have the bean teepee. The pole beans are starting to climb up the bean teepee. Something different. I thought it would be a fun idea. And then the last thing we have planted here are some Mexican sunflowers, also called torch. And the flowers are just beautiful, and the butterflies love them. This is what the Mexican sunflower bloom looks like. We saw the smaller plants earlier. This one's already blooming. Isn't that gorgeous? We call this bed our hugel mound. It's a hugel culture bed. And we have planted here mostly natives, also some adapted plants that are low maintenance. This is the area that we keep for our pollinators. Right in front of me, there's a honeybee on this salvia. On the other side, we have mist flower that'll bloom in the fall. We've got, coming up in the back, some Mexican mint marigold. This is a variety of bee balm, echinacea, some poppies, coreopsis. This is cosmos. This is a coral honeysuckle, and the hummingbirds just love it. As you can see, it's going wild. It's very happy here. We also have a Texas mountain laurel, and on both sides of it, getting ready to bloom, there's some liatris. It's the first year having it there, and I know that the pollinators love those plants. I'm hoping they do well. Down here, we've got some Texas bluebells. They are just beautiful when they bloom in the fall. California poppies, and this is a kidney wood, and in late summer, it gets tiny white blossoms that the bees just love, and more natives. So this hugel mound is a place that we leave. It's low maintenance. We don't do much to this at all. It's here for the birds and the butterflies and the bees. It's pollinator habitat. And we have another video that we'll link in the description that has how we made it. We have a story behind this section of our garden. We had already bought these corner pieces. They're bricks that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. Make it really easy to build a raised bed. But all the wood and the soil came from a family that moved here a couple years ago now, that when the house they bought had an organic garden in the backyard, but they wanted to put in a trampoline and a pool for their kids. And they had just posted on Facebook does anybody want this? And we're like, yes, yeah, we want it. So we spent every weekend that summer going and taking the plants out of the garden. There were like potatoes and tomatoes, and just every bed was full of produce. And then we took the beds apart and brought the wood over here and put the soil back in it. It was a lot of work, but we're so grateful. And this grape is one of the plants we got from that same family. This year, it's trying to produce fruit. We're hoping to get to see what they taste like. And then behind me, in that raised bed, you can see lemon balm and a volunteer sunflower. Also, I plan to put ginger in there. It likes the shade and the soil. You can see behind me these IBC totes. We have 50-gallon rain barrels for collecting rainwater, but it gets hot and dry here in Texas. And so we are going to put all of these to catch rainwater off our workshop building. Okay, you can see at the front of that bed, we have garlic growing that is getting close to harvest. This plant that's right in the middle and taking over everything is horehound. I need to cut it way back. You can see it's very happy here. Underneath, we have some beets and carrots that it's crowding out. And over here, this is some lettuce. It's a variety that is very heat tolerant from Baker Creek. It's called blue featherleaf. Then on the other side, we have some lettuces that are starting to bolt that I need to take out, and some radishes that I tried to fill the space in, but they have not done very well. We've got too much pest pressure. This is kohlrabi, complete with cabbage looper. And it's the first time that I've grown kohlrabi. We harvested one here just last week. It's not bad. This is carrots. This is amaranth. I love the beautiful color. You can see this bed behind me has a mixture of plant debris and soil. We are using it as a compost pile, adding organic matter, and when a plant dies, we throw it in there along with the soil, and then we will fill the top several inches with compost before we plant. And that seems to work really well. It builds the soil fertility, and we don't have to buy as much soil, so it's more economical. In this bed, we've got a lot of plants from fall last year. There are many volunteer parsnips. This is chamomile. It also volunteered. Some carrots. We love carrots. I tried to grow them all over, but I had trouble getting them to grow. We grew lots of parsley this year. We have black swallowtail butterflies in the area that like to use it as a host plant. And I love having butterflies in my garden. So we grew lots of it, so there's enough for the butterflies and for me. We also have some flowers here, some cosmos, just to make it pretty. On the arch tunnel here, we have melons that are coming up that are will trellis up on this side, and on this side, we've got tomatoes planted. They are the Burpee Super Sauce variety. I'm hoping that we get great big tomatoes and lots of them for making tomato sauce. Here in front of the melon, we've got jalapenos growing. They're already putting out fruit. In between, we've got some lemon basil and then some more flowers at the end. This is Shasta daisy, and these are violet aster. They have a little transplanting shock and they need some deadheading. I discovered last year I love lemon basil tea. Thank you, Jess at Roots and Refuge. We have another video on our channel that talks about how to make lemon basil tea. It's so delicious and refreshing. This is calendula. This whopping big mess next to me is breadseed poppy. If you like poppy seed muffins, this is the plant the poppy seeds come from. We also have a row of rainbow Swiss chard. That is pretty and the chickens like it. Another volunteer chamomile. Our lettuce and radishes are about done. I need to take those out. We're going to put in okra here. On the other side here, you can see some shishito peppers. Looking forward to snacking on those. These are a plant that is new to me and I wanted to try. It's called strawberry spinach, and the leaves are edible, but if you don't pick the leaves, they start growing these stalks and they'll have tiny red fruits in just above the leaves. So hopefully they get a little bigger and we really like them.
Fun to try.
Something fun to try. Here we have a few beets and carrots. I tried to grow a lot, but this is what we got, and I'll be grateful for it. We also have 2 active beehives, honeybees, on our property. Here's one, and here's one. And they pollinate our garden for us and make honey. This is a mason bee house, and we've got another one over on the fence. They don't make honey, but they are actually better pollinators than honeybees. We call this area our plant nursery. We've got plant starts over here, and I've got mostly herbs on this side, and you can see more parsley, more chamomile. The taller shrub here is a pineapple guava. I am looking forward to getting fruit from that. This is fennel, and here are some of those caterpillars that I told you about. We have some larger elderberry plants that this grew as a cutting from. They're over by our chickens. This is another view of the pineapple guava. This is stevia. It grows really well in our climate. Here I've got more lemon basil and more stevia. They're both volunteers. This is lemongrass. This is a giant purple zinnia and more stevia. Thank you for joining me on our garden tour today. We hope you'll come back again.